At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Northwest Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 479-203-5880, or visit our website at directservicenwa.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? I should say, yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? I want to give you guys a heads up really quick. I'm loving the flow of these shows ever since we knock out all the socials first and then go live. That's why you'll get the post and the link and you'll click on it. And it's like he's not live yet. That's why I'm doing it the opposite because so many people complained about, everyone complains about something, right? We got big news. It ended up setting me back about 25, 30 minutes. But Arkansas got a big-time commit. You guys already know Karter Knox has picked Arkansas. This is a big-time 5-star. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. You know the business. You know how we do here. I want to remind you guys. Actually, I want to tell you. I haven't told you to begin with, so I can't remind you. This is a call-in show. There's the link in chat. Cal flipped him, says bot magnet. Yeah, baby. Look at him. Longshanks. Edward Longshanks. Says, when you enter, hit that like button. That's right, baby. We're going full on Darkansas right here. That's what we're doing. We're going full on. Where's my cigar? Where's my cigar at? Where's my cigar? I'm thrilled, man. All right, like, share. And if you're new, subscribe. We're blowing up with subscribers lately. I love it. I love it. You see, what is that? What is that? What are you? I don't know. We're gonna flip it there. I don't know what that is. It looks like fuzz, but it's stuck in my. Anyways, good old ADD. Yeah, we're fighting against an algorithm. So to help out with that, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We've been doing this for so long. We're over 1.3 million total views, over 6,000 subs. I'm going to tell you something. Solo acts here on YouTube do not push the needle. It's just not. It's not what So I'm doing my thing. I'm holding it down. Over here. I'm excited. We up, baby. That's right, Michael Kerper. That's right. Not the algorithm. That's right. Skills 404. We're up against it. And you, Skills, you, sir, can help. Share the content. Like, interact. The more you comment, you'd be surprised, right? You'd be surprised at what all helps. All right. So Karter Knox is a Razorback. That's big. That's big. We're going to get in on his numbers. We're going to talk about him here in just a second. We got Arkansas baseball tomorrow night. Something interesting going on with this matchup tomorrow. I think you guys will be interested. We're going to talk about it a little bit. If you've seen our predictions in Discord, you know what's up. You know what I'm about to talk about, but they've got like a hidden weapon. UAPB is not very good, but they got some hitters. So we're going to talk about that. And again, it's a part of our predictions as well. Let me knock out the sponsors here really quick because them and Patreon supporters are what help make this show go around. By the way, 106 Patreon supporters now. We've gone up like 4 or 5 members since just the last time I was live. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company. They offer same-day services, emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company. And how about you've seen them around? Insurance Max does not just sponsor this show. They also sponsor Woo Pig Pod. Shout out to my brothers over on the Woo Pig Pod. Those are my boys. And the Insurance Max also sponsors this live show as well. They listen, they've got you covered: business, personal, life and health insurance, retirement. They've got you covered. Their link is provided for you down below. They're new here. It wouldn't hurt you to just click on the link and check them out. Reach out to those to Wes. He's got your back. Again, business, personal, life and health insurance, and retirement. That's Insurance Max. That is one of our two sponsors. And I'm loving the reactions in the Discord. This is what I love. I love that we offer that here. I don't know how many other people do that, but we literally slap our sponsors on Discord. It's not in your way where, like, when you're scrolling down Discord and you've got ads. It's not like that. The links are just there if you need them at the top of Discord, and I love that. That's what I love about Discord. I've been saying for like 10 years, Discord is the future. It's going to disrupt. If you want to build a community, you do it on YouTube and being everywhere and in Discord. So shout out to Direct Service Overhead and Insurance Max, and why not Discord for helping make all this possible, man. All right, we've already got a caller on the line. You probably already know it's my boy, one and only. Oh, it's Unbiased Brim. What's going on, man?
Being fat, eating chicken wings, some honey wings in the building. Yeah, let's get our full Arkansas on. But, we'll cover the good and then we'll talk about the bad and what the bad may potentially mean. All right, so Karter Knox is officially a hog. Anybody with a little bit of knowledge should not be surprised.
Yeah. That's true.
Are you surprised, Ty?
No, but I was unprepared. This put me back like 30 minutes. I did not expect the announcement tonight.
Or you thought he was going to sit on it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've heard the rumblings. Our Patreon was all over it. We've had some people reach out and, DM me and say it's going to happen. But I don't know. I thought we weren't going to hear at least either until tomorrow or sometime this week. And didn't he have, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe you're up on this more than I am, didn't he have another visit planned?
Not that I know of. I do know that the initial 4 teams that he was in search for, I think he kind of like basically it was like almost clear cut that he was going to end up coming here because of the other schools that he was entertaining at the time. That they got changed the coaches. I think one of the other options was the G League or whatever it is that the player we didn't get last year. That I'm still heard about, but I think it was just based on the options that he had and the schools that he was interested in. It just was clearly going to end up being Arkansas. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's what the case is on that. But, I'm glad to have him. Talented. We're going to get more freshmen. I just want to see him get a few veterans as well. I hope he mixes that bag up because I know that he's heavy on his freshman run right now because he's already offered 3 guys for next year too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on it. And I know people are a little like, what's taking so long? You got Big Z, to transfer, and he just now gets his first high school commit. By the way, for anyone who's kind of, I know I've got some basketball casuals who are just now warming up. Maybe you didn't like Muss so much. I don't know why. I don't know why you didn't like the tournament runs, but you've come around because of all the excitement around Coach Cal, and you're wondering what's up with this Karter Knox kid. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia, overtime elite, right? 5-star according to 247 Composite. He's a .99 5-star. He was given, I think, 2 crystal balls I'm looking at here on 247. Kentucky, Arizona State, Auburn, several other schools. He was a McDonald's All-American, yet another McDonald's All-American player coming to join the ranks of Arkansas. Seems like who's coaching these last 2 coaches. They've had some success there. That's kind of a given, all things considered. So, yeah, this is not shocking, not surprising. Again, I was underprepared. I just was not prepared. That's on me.
Oh man. Well, hey, you were here now though. I think that leads to Surreal being here as well. I think if Knox comes, Surreal comes with him. So I expect him to probably be on the hill before the end of the week, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see. I'm ready. I'm just glad that we got this because the PTSD fan base needed it, and I had to tell them, I said, listen, y'all can calm down your PTSD for 2 days now. I mean, we just got so used to the rip and run of Musk. Because I'm not trying to pay attention, but it still pops up on my feed. Musk already got like 6 commits.
Yeah. He's got half a roster. Well, half of the 13.
No, he's got more. He's got more than half a roster because I think a couple of the players stayed there. So but the thing is, but we got used to how Musk does it. Cal doesn't move the same way Musk does. He's slower, a lot more methodical. Plus, he's dealing with. I think overall, he's dealing with nothing but the top guys. So he has to spend more, TLC with them. And he's a player's coach, so he's going to spend that time with them to do what he needs to do before they commit. He's not going to just go here and rip and run because, again, Musk is a business guy. I don't know if he cares about the players as much as Cal does. He's a guy that'll get you or move you out the way ASAP. Cal cares a little bit more about the players' well-being, so he's going to take a longer time to bring in those recruits.
Well, so to be fair, too, the belief is that he's flipping the script in his approach in recruiting. He's actually going in on the portal, which is something. I mean, not that he didn't do that at Kentucky, but he didn't do it like Musk. And it's clear he's changed his approach, and it's going to take a little bit of time. So
and he got to go to the portal though for this year. I mean, he has to. He's being forced to. Yeah, you got to get 13 players. You can't get all fresh. You can't have 13 freshmen.
Yeah, unless he was able to get any of those guys back, like Tremont Mark and Battle and so on and so forth. But we all know that's not going to happen.
You saying that, but I haven't heard anything about Battle's recruitment, and he posted on his Instagram, just some Hogs highlights. So we don't know if he's coming back or not. That's still a question mark, bro, because he's valuable. He's valuable.
He is, but I don't know, man. A part of me wondered if he wasn't going to go with Musk.
It doesn't look like that.
It doesn't look that way now. Like it. And so that's why I'm saying, like, maybe something's changed. I would love to get Battle back. I mean, you're talking about if you got him back, that's instantly an all SEC. We already know what he can do. At least,
especially if you don't put a leash on him,
Yeah.
Which Cal is not known to be heavy on the leash, but last year he did have some problems, especially when his big guys got healthy with rotations. He had problems with the rotations because he was confused on how to maneuver with extra bodies because he usually only goes 8 deep as well.
Yeah, and Z was a part of that, by the way. Big Z was a part of that rotation you're talking about, where his minutes kind of went all over the place. And make sure you guys. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's your show,
I was going to remind the chat, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I've got the one and only Unbiased Brim. He's one of my favorite callers. You've seen him. I mean, apparently you call in on the radio. I didn't know this. Someone said you've been calling in on the radio.
I called on 103.7. I've been pretty much everywhere. I'm just stamping my name so everybody knows that when it comes to fandom, I should be up there in the Raptors. That's all I'm trying to do. Solidify my fandom.
That's awesome.
And shout out to Wes. Shout out to Wes from Office Max. I'm just joking. I'm messing with him.
Wes there. He's Insurance Max, baby. He's hopped on.
Yes, sir. Insurance Max in the building.
That's right. He sponsors Woo Pig Pod, and he's sponsoring this show. I need to add some more, but
so all of you guys that have insurance needs, make sure you holler at Wes. You know what I mean? So, pay attention and get your needs met. Home, car, all that.
Look at that. You're taking care of my second ad read right there. Boom.
Wes,
Boom.
cut me a check. Wes, cut me a check.
Got you. Now I gotta put Brim on the payroll now.
No, you gotta I do it for free for you, bro. I do it for free. All right. So, it's a lot. It's about to get hot and heavy. And I do believe that Cal's going to keep 2 spots open because he's going to be looking at the guys that may pull out of the draft on June 16th. So don't expect the roster to be completely full by June 16th because he's going to leave a couple of spots open for the possibility of guys that may pull out from the draft.
It could end up with by that time, he could have he would have about 10 or 11 commits by that point.
Yeah. And then he's just kind of playing a wait and see game to see what translates, on the back end. You got to remember, some of these recruits were late. I mean, even though we did a whole bunch of early grabbing guys last year, we still got some guys late. And that's why I'm looking at some of the fan base like, yo, chill, man. You act like this guy been here for 2 months and we got no recruits. Yeah. Relax. Let him do his work. This guy's had a top 5 recruiting class almost every year he's been a coach. Oh, yeah. We just got to get used to how he does things. It's differently than us. And I understand that we have PTSD, but woosah, take a deep breath, eat a chicken wing, have a dookie, and take it easy.
Hey, who did you see on Twitter? Someone posted a video of a former Kentucky commit talking about, and again, this just goes to show you I panicked trying to put this live show together, but there was a former Kentucky commit who said he committed to Cal and not Kentucky. Someone in chat, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Who was that?
Yeah, I seen it. That was hold up. I wonder if that was Samoto Surreal. I'm not sure. But the thing is, they chopped up part of the pieces because he did say something about Kentucky as well. He spoke about matter of fact, it's the DJ Wagner. Wagner.
DJ Wagner.
It was DJ Wagner.
I would, if I'm Arkansas though, I'm using that. I'm reaching out to that podcast. I'm like, hey, can we use this? You know, of course you got to go through the licensing stuff. Can we use this? Yeah. I mean, I would promote the hell out of that, but
or they could just let me chop it up and make me a little edit, and they can take my edit.
There you go, because you've been they've been using your video, dude.
They showed it to Cal. They showed it to Coach Cal.
I know, and it made Hogs Plus. Hey, you and I got something in common, bro. We both made Hogs Plus. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. What do we win? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Hey, did they? Well, I'll talk to you off camera about something, but about Hogs Plus. Yeah. So
no credit. No, I didn't get no credit.
I wasn't gonna say. I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Listen, can I tell you something? I lost out on credit from one publication because when I typed the original one out, it was supposed to say "shut" and it said "shit" by accident. Oh, but I did have about 4 or 5 different news stations or whatever you want to call it. It was some people that stole my material. Definitely, it was. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I need the watermark. You're right, Wes. I got to use my unbiased brim boxing. What's the name to use my watermark and then put a hog there. So I'm gonna get somebody to do that for me. Thank you, Wes. That's why you're the man.
That's why he's the man.
Are you ready to get to the bad news?
Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, I was about to ask you, what's your bad news?
All right, so we lost Snaxx, right?
Oh, yeah. See, that was my last thing I was going to talk about. But yeah, go on.
Oh, I can wait.
Well, it's not for a while. It's towards the end of the show is when I was going to talk. It was like my last. Hang on, I'll show you. I'll pull it up here because it's not on the screen, but there it is. So we got.
Karter Knox. It's at the bottom. So look. Let's stay on topic. I'm following. I'm not going to even jump into that yet. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it on the positive.
Take, though, I do want your take. It doesn't mean that I want your take. That's why I'm solid, Joe.
I'm hearing 2 different things right now, and I'm not in the know. I'm on the outside of the outside of the outside. One of them, I would be okay with. The other one, I'm not. Okay. One I've heard is because Slaughter kind of moved up the depth chart. Okay. And he went a little bit down, and this is his last year of eligibility. So he's just trying to get, go somewhere where he can get some playing time because now it looks like he's with the 2s instead of the 1s. That's the one that I heard. And if that's the case, it's cool. Part of me was like, well, why wouldn't you fight for your spot and go harder in the paint, But this is the era that we're in, right?
Yep.
The second one, though, is they ain't paid a man what he was supposed to get paid on his NIL. And I hope that it's not the case. I hope that is not true.
But every time someone who has had an impact on the field or the floor, whatever sport, NIL always comes up like, oh, well, he wasn't paid. And it's like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure NIL is a part of it. I just think he lost his spot. I think he lost his spot, and I saw it. And I saw it in practice, dude. He kept getting pushed back to the 2s. He was getting burned. I mean, I hate to say it, not all the time. He made some great plays in fastball. He made some great plays in 7-on-7. He's also getting beat pretty bad, and Slaughter spot. So I mean, maybe, and I know I already saw Woo Pig Pod tweet about this. They're going to go live tonight too. I'm going to try and catch it.
Yeah,
but they're going to talk about it. And unfortunately, I have audio issues when I call in, so I won't be able to get in on that phone call. But tell them I said this. Ty was there. Ty saw Slaughter beat that guy out. But it seems like NIL is always kind of thrown out there. Oh, well, he wasn't paid. Maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, it's being propped up to the front. But the thing is, though, over the last year, I've heard so many different rumblings about football NIL issues.
I know.
I haven't heard that with basketball like that. I heard one situation, but it wasn't based on them not having it. It was based on the player withholding, saying if you don't give me this, I'm not playing. But we're gonna leave that alone.
Who was on Instagram Live who said they didn't get paid and someone had to correct them? It wasn't Battle. It was
that was Blocker. That was Blocker.
But that's the only time I
think he was joking though. But it seemed like he was joking though.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything to that because I've always heard that basketball was taken care of, and I've heard football. I mean, I know that there were some rumblings about the offensive line. John Daly said what he said about. It's one thing to give the offensive line hamburgers when you're snapping the ball to a guy making $1 million or whatever.
Making $2 million, yeah.
Talking about KJ, I don't know if there's. I don't know.
But the reason why that happened. But think about it though. That ain't. Listen, Centania on the low threw a dig at KJ when he said that Green was the most, professional, seemed like the most outstanding quarterback he worked with. And, the elements that wasn't working for the team well are now gone.
Yeah.
That's a shot,
Yeah. And there's, I think there was some, I certainly believe, I don't want to say like envy, but I do think there was some of that on the team where these guys may not have been too thrilled about him making the kind of money that he made.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't just about him, the amount of money he was making. It might have been the amount of effort he was putting out there. Because maybe they just stopped blocking for him with the same passion because it's like, yo, bro, you ain't putting your all into this. And we are busting our tail and you getting paid, bro. What's your problem? You know what I mean?
Camaraderie, right? I mean, that's the other thing. We're seeing Taylor Green, who's going to prayer meetings with the offensive line. I don't know how often he's done that. I've only ever seen them post about it once. He's on their podcast they do where the offensive line does their thing. I guess he's in on. I'll be honest. I haven't listened to any of them. I guess I need to.
I watched one of them. It was a little bit dull. I ain't gonna lie, but I watched some of it for one of the ones he was on. It was a little paint dry-ish, but I'm gonna support my Hogs regardless. But yeah.
So
I don't know what is what when it comes to that, but it is what it is. I mean, but when it comes to just like on the field, his loss is not as significant. It's just that his name was prevalent to us as a fan, especially back in January. He was talking about, running back, all hog and all that. And then boom, shakalaka, you're gone,
Yeah. I do think camaraderie does matter. And I think people, you could see it. Taylor Green appreciates the guys around him. I mean, at least I think so. Philip White says Ty maybe Snaxx wasn't trying because he got stiffed on his money. I don't know that he wasn't trying because why would you risk that? Like, okay, you're not getting paid, so you're just going to stop. And I know we're talking about a different generation of a player. We're not talking about the quote unquote good old days when you picked yourself.
Yeah, we're not talking about our Ronnie Lotz and Steve Atwaters. Okay,
there you go. I saw that name drop on Twitter too. That was wild.
No, you want to know something crazy? You didn't know this. The Metcalfs, their grandfather's Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know that.
Their mom follows me. I follow her. And when she said, I said, "Get out of here, Ronnie Lott, your dad." I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was really cool.
Well, it runs in the blood, baby.
Oh, the Metcalfs.
Metcalfs is part of the Lott.
Well,
the Lott family style.
They're both benefiting big time. So talking about the transfer situation at the nickel spot. Do you know who was running? Hang on, let me pull it up. Where's it at? Who was running behind Snaxx at that nickel spot? It was Tevis Metcalf on Saturday in the red-white scrimmage. So Tevis is going to get a shot. Tevis
needs to have a shot, though. He deserves it. I think he deserves a shot because I think his talent needs to be on the field.
Both the Metcalfs are. I mean, I think they're going to be really good players. I really do. I hope they stick with it. They seem like good kids. I actually ran into them and their parents at the at walk-ons with the Woo Pig Pod guys. They just seem like good kids, and I hope the best for them, no matter what they do. Listen, down the road, they may decide like, look, I'm going to go elsewhere. I hope not. They didn't give me that vibe at all. I think they want to try it
I
out
mean,
here.
if they're managed properly, the thing is, unfortunately, we've had mismanagements on the football field. And unfortunately, this year we had mismanagements on the basketball court. So, it's all about from the top down on how they utilize these guys' assets. Remember, this is their career goals, and their careers are not longer, they can't play NFL for 30 years and 35 years and get a pension like we do. So they got to go get their money the best way they can and get in and get out and manage it the best way they can.
Yeah. And I've always been I'm a pretty big advocate for NIL, although
they got to have, what they should have? They should have tier levels.
Oh yeah.
Freshmen only can get to this cap, right? First year players based on, accolades you can get. They need to set certain type of, since we're just flat out paying them, it should be partly performance based and very easily metrically to be done. Yeah. And they should set a cap for it. So the playing field is completely even as possible.
I think the most likely scenario, because I don't know how the way I see it is Tom Brady, and I know I'm not saying these kids are Tom Brady, but I'm saying the NFL, those players, there's no cap. If Gillette, when they, Tom Brady was a whatever, he worked for Gillette, if I remember right, like 15 years ago. Well, how do you cap what Tom Brady was getting paid by Gillette? I don't know that the NFL I don't know if they could legally get involved with that. So I think it's
no. See, that's the true NIL, but there's other stuff.
You're talking about the team, how they dole out the NIL. Okay. I see what you're saying.
No caps on that, because that's really based off your name, image, and likeness.
Yeah,
but we're not operating like that. That's what it's supposed to be, but now we're just tossing money in the air. Everybody is. So I'm talking about the money they're tossing in the air, not the actual NIL.
Hey, I love this. Linemen need a little bit of love. As a former big ugly, I agree. Give the big boys some love, baby. Give them some love. It's got to be more than Wright's Barbecue, although Wright's Barbecue is delicious.
You want to know how bad the fan base is? I told them, hey, Hog fans, we got Karter Knox to the hill. Can you put away your PTSD away for a couple of days?
Yo.
One person told me I'll give you 2 hours.
Be patient, please.
He told me I'll give you 2 hours. Wes the best.
What's up, man? What's up, guys?
Good afternoon or evening.
I like the new, at least since I've been watching Ty call-in show. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing these, but it's weird because sometimes you'll do a call-in show, you'll even have it in the title, and you get like maybe 1 or 2 calls. I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'll just keep with the OBS and do a solo show, which also do perfectly fine. But I love doing call-ins.
Yeah, you do a fine job, man. I told you the other day, you've got a radio voice.
I appreciate that. You want to hear a funny story really quick before you go off?
Yeah, man.
When I was 16 years old, working at Taco Bell on the old 6th Street in Fayetteville, which is now MLK, I would do different voices. I'm talking about 16 years old. I would do different voices to people who'd pull through Taco Bell. I'm not going to do, some of them are not politically correct. I could probably get canceled in a heartbeat, some of them, but I would do this real deep, like Optimus Prime, like, welcome to Taco Bell, whatever. And a good friend of mine's dad, who I played football with in high school or junior high school, pulled through and he goes, Ty, why aren't you in radio? And I was like, I'm 16. He's like, you need to pursue radio.
You're on your way, man. You're on your way. Hey, I got a story. For you. I used to live in Northwest Arkansas, and I pulled through that Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how old you are, but I remember dying laughing because, like, there were 2 guys on the headsets, and I would say, whatever. They'd say, can I take your order, please? And the other guy would say, can I take your order, please? And I would say, what is going on? And then I'd say, okay, let me get a number 2. And the one guy would say, yeah, man, we're going to get you that number 2. And the other dude would come right behind him and go, you'd like a number 2?
That would have to be 24 years ago, Wes.
Oh,
yeah,
it was a long time ago.
Man.
Yeah,
that was 24. It would have been 24 years ago because I know how old Ty is.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I'm 40. I was 16. I worked there for like 4 years.
Okay, coach.
We used to pull pranks. We used to pull pranks on people all the time, and I'll tell you, we would do some, again, not so politically correct voices, but like
when I figured out what they were doing, man, I died laughing in there. Man,
it's probably me and my boy Daniel. So shout out to Daniel.
Well, this would have been like 07, somewhere in there. So
Oh yeah, then that wasn't me then.
That's only what, 16 years. So he was already 4 years removed from Taco Bell. Look, my number game is strong.
It is strong. It is strong.
That's funny, man.
What do you think, Wes? What do you think of this commit, this 5-star commit? What do you think?
Oh man, I'm really happy about that. To be honest with you, I expected. They've been rumored. They had the crystal ball prediction for Karter Knox to Arkansas for a while, so I'm happy they finally announced it. I think that this will be the first domino, and we'll see another one or two shortly after. I'm hoping we get the big man, Quaintance, or I don't know how to say his name, but anyway, I'm hoping he's supposed, whatever it is. He's supposed to make a visit soon. And I'm hoping we get him. I wanted to also follow up on what you guys were saying about the NIL.
Okay.
And I'm a little bit confused too, because I'm certainly not saying that I'm some Razorback insider, so I don't want anybody to mistake me for that. But I do know people that played at the university, and they are now alumni, and I kind of keep up with them. Right? We still talk every week. So there's two different what's up, Texan? There's two different rumors out there, as you guys brought up. One is that the players are not getting what they're promised. And there's kind of three rumors. The other rumor is that the players haven't been promised any amount, but when they did get an amount offered to them, it was way, way, way lower than what they expected, and that's what I've heard has caused some problems. And then the third rumor out there is that some of these players are getting paid what they were offered, but they're actually getting beat out on the field, and it's the players putting out that it's an NIL issue, kind of to throw it back on the university because they're not taking accountability that they just lost on the field. Right. Mm-hmm. So those are the three things I've heard. I'm sure it's kind of a mix and it's different for every player, but those are some of the things I've heard.
Well, for basketball, I've always heard they've been taken care of. Like, that's something that I don't take it with a grain of salt. I've said for years, just give it time. These guys are going to show up on some podcast years down the road like they already do. I mean, hell, Patrick Beverly has a show. This dude plays actively in the NBA. So give it time. They're going to come out and give us the full scoop. I would even say they may not, you got to take even that with a grain of salt. But football, I don't know. It wouldn't shock me if they're struggling with NIL. I really don't know what to believe with that. I know that there was a point in time when Sam was saying, the NIL, without saying it, it was basically complaining about NIL and then a week later, someone in the media, it might have been Trey Biddy, it might have been Mason Choate, I don't remember, asked him straight up, is there anything different with the NIL or something to that effect? And he said, oh yeah, we feel a lot better about it now.
He did say that. Yeah.
We're getting a lot of, there's such a lack of transparency, which is crazy. Because where's that NIL coming from also? They're asking fans to give to NIL. Okay, we're giving to NIL, but we're not getting any transparency. We're not getting anything.
No.
And I'm not saying they got to show us everything, but I just wish they would tell us a little bit more.
Well, that's why I was totally I'm not against the theory of the Edge program.
Yeah.
What I did not like about it is it's like, I don't know. It's like saying, hey, man, give me $1,000, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with it. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I do too.
What are you going to do with what? Tell me what you're doing with the money. That's cool. We will all help. I'm sure all of us will help in varying degrees, but not if you don't tell us what you're going to do with the money.
Yeah. There's nothing. I mean, it's in a lot of ways, and I get that this is different because the university doesn't have this kind of power. And this is voluntary, to be fair, but it's almost like paying into taxes. You don't know where that money's really going. You don't really know. It could be going overseas. It could be, going to some stuff you don't support. And I'm not saying that that's exactly what's happening. I'm assuming they're trying to get the money to the players, but there's zero transparency. There's nothing from the U of A about what they're doing with your money.
Oh, you said U of A. I don't know if there's any transparency with any university in regards to this.
No,
I mean, you know what the transparency is? This money is going to pay to get the players that you want to see on the court. That's the transparency you get.
That's true.
Well,
That's it.
I follow, and I'm sure you guys do, kind of look around at the national or kind of gauge the national pulse on this NIL thing. And there are a lot of universities struggling with this right now. They can't figure out. And I understand because there's no rules in place. There's nothing to really follow. It's just you're seriously paying for play right now.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. So speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up because the next thing we're going to segue to, I'm just going to make you guys a part of the show, whether you like it or not. Let me pull it up here. The new NCAA rule. Did you guys see this?
Transfer anytime you want to, long as your grades are good.
That's it, baby. The NCAA just passed this. Effective immediately, Division I student athletes have access to additional school assistance with name, image, and likeness, activities, and more flexibility to transfer. The Division I Board of Directors decided Monday when it affirmed action taken last week by the Division I Council. Schools can identify NIL opportunities and facilitate deals between student athletes and third parties. Student athletes are not obligated to accept assistance from the school and must maintain authority over the terms of their NIL agreements. Beginning August 1st, member schools will be permitted to increase NIL-related support. Who the hell? I mean, there's never been a cap anyways. I'm not even sure what that's about, unless I'm reading that wrong. Only for student athletes who disclose their NIL arrangements. Also effective immediately, Division I student athletes who meet certain academic eligibility requirements will be immediately eligible at their school, regardless of whether they transferred previously. Specifically to be immediately eligible after transfer, undergraduate student athletes must have left their previous school while academically eligible and in good standing, which not subject to disciplinary suspension or dismissal, and meet progress. Let's see. This is hard to read when I can't. And meet progress toward degree requirements at their schools before competing. For graduate transfer students, for graduate transfer student athletes to be eligible, they must earn a degree from their previous school. Is that not the rule right now?
That don't make any sense. You're a graduate transfer. Keyword, graduate transfer.
Yeah.
You the first word in that.
And it says leave while academically eligible and be enrolled as a full-time postgraduate student while satisfying minimum academic standards. So that's the new rule. I don't have the full article here in front of me. Maybe I'll post the link to this. I also, and you guys, because this also landed about 10, 15 minutes before I was going to go live also. So I skimmed over it. Does this also read to you guys that you could literally transfer in the middle of the season?
That's I don't think that's going to be the case, but that's a question that I had. But I'm sure that you can't do it in the middle of a season.
Surely not.
There's no way.
If they did, that's pure Wild West.
It's already Wild West to me, man. It's that would be even worse.
It's like
I can't imagine
Wild West.
Yeah, exactly.
Play the Kumo D.
It's crazy. Right. It's crazy. Super trash.
Well, I mean, that's awful in my opinion. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The way that they're handling this, I don't get it.
Wes, can I break something down for you guys? Maybe you get it. The NCAA ain't got no power. Their hands are tied because the thing is, the players can basically sue them, and all the things that they're doing right now, they would be forced to do anyway.
That's it.
They ain't got
Right
no wins right now. NCAA ain't got no wins right now. So that's what they're doing. Why they're doing what they're doing, because they was going to have no choice at all. Because they was going to lose in court.
Well, the NCAA should have addressed this issue years ago, and it wouldn't have gotten to this point.
Oh man,
they was too happy to collect.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that opens up Pandora's box and a whole nother conversation, but this has been going on for years. You know, these players have been unhappy about the things they were doing. So
think about
the brown bag money.
Think about or McDonald's bagman for Tennessee. Yeah. Think about the fans, though, really quick, who let's look at it from an Arkansas fan point, right? They're already kind of sick of what's happening with the football program. I don't know how many Hog fans, because that's all I talk to, whether if I'm at the red-white scrimmage or if I'm at another scrimmage or if someone catches me out in public, they always say, I'm just tired of losing. And then the other thing they say, I don't like the game of football right now. I don't like the game of college football. It's not about the pageantry anymore. It's not about the school spirit side of things. And listen, that's been going downhill for like decades. That's, you know, money has always been involved with college athletics. Let's not kid ourselves. But it's so public now that Arkansas fans especially, what do you expect this year? I mean, really, what do you really expect? I think it's going to be wild because of Bobby Petrino and that whole mess. But from a fan standpoint and wins and losses on top of your game that you've loved for years, it's not recognizable anymore. And if this is true, if we're reading this correctly, maybe we're not, or I'm not, you could just transfer in the middle of the season.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think you can transfer in the middle of the season. There's no way.
Otherwise, though, it doesn't say in there. Well,
maybe because it's unspoken, you can't transfer in the middle of a year. I just don't think that. I just don't see that being plausible.
But it is the NCAA, though. That's
yeah. I mean,
you never know, dude.
I guess at this point, who knows? Who knows how any of this is going to play out? What's unbiased eating?
I don't know. I was gonna guess it's not.
I'll try not to be rude and keep it on the low. I'm eating chicken wings, honey wings.
Oh, that's right. He said chicken wings. He said chicken wings, but I thought I saw spaghetti.
Yeah, it almost did look like it. Yeah, man. Who knows at this point? And I don't know how. I wish I knew. If I did know, I'd probably be the man for sure. So, how to fix the problem? How to, and the only thing that keeps coming to my mind is they have to pattern the college athletics like the NFL now.
Boom.
That's the only thing I know to do.
I said
it has to be a cap. There has to be levels of salary.
I said this two years ago. You're gonna have to start a short-term signing
pay scale.
Yeah, well, and you're going to have to sign these players to short-term 2 and 3 year deals. That'll help with the portal. That'll help with people opting out of bowl games. You can put it in their,
That ain't gonna work.
Why?
2 to 3 years, because the player's gonna be able to go against that, and they'll go to court and win.
Well, not if you sign a contract. I mean, you don't see that in the NFL. You don't see guys. I mean, people buy their deals out. If you hire an agent and then that agent fronts the cash and says, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pay out his deal. That's how it works in the NFL. I mean, not the agent, the NFL teams do that, but that's the only thing I see combating.
You know what I think?
And you also have to have general managers in college. The coach cannot be responsible for that.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have.
Yeah, you got to have somebody that's of charge of finance. You should have NIL finance manager. But you know what? This is my suggestion. You look at the 4 most reputable sources of player grades, and you use those 4 and combine them. The first 20 hits a certain pay scale. The next 20 hit a certain pay scale. The next 20. It should be tiers on pay scale for freshmen coming out, based on a composite of all the different rating systems, your on-3s, your 24/7s, whatever, all those guys. And you take the 4 most reputable and you get your average. And those averages is where you rank the players. And based on those rankings, you have a particular pay scale. Top 50 players get paid this much. Top 100 ranked. Top 200. Top 300. Unranked, then you just negotiate whatever you can. Yeah. And they should get, and there should be a set pay scale for the NIL, so it makes it a lot less wild weshes, And the only other thing that you can say is, hey, listen, we got these companies that will promote you, and you can make extra money outside of this, and this is why we want you to come here so you can be. Now you're having a little more even playing scale, even though it'll still be Wild Wild West. There'll be some structure behind it.
Yeah.
The caveat to that, or my opinion of that, is if you put a cap in place, there's only so much money to spend. So if you give quarterback whatever $5 million and your cap is 10, well, you only have $5 million to pay players and field your team.
No, I'm thinking freshmen. No freshmen. I think that I personally, to me, the maximum cap should be $750,000 for the top tier players in high school.
I'm just like Manning right now. What is he getting? It's millions. I mean, so didn't even play a game last year.
That's what's wild. He was able to cash in. But the
thing is, unbiased, if there is a cap, that's going to stop that general manager from paying very many freshmen. There may be the one guy here and there that might get paid, but you're not going to throw a lot of money at a freshman because he's unproven. And you only have so much money to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's allocated and you have those levels and you have the set and pay, then you already know what your budget like. Okay, so listen, we want to get 2 of the top 50 guys because we know we're gonna pay $500,000 for this guy, $500,000 for this guy. So now after that, we'll go get a couple hundred. There's incentive-based contracts is good, Steve-O, but not good because it's hard to put measurables on some of those things. And then you have the element of where coaches may not play you, so it'd be like the NFL where you don't get that. No.
Exactly. You get a wide receiver and the quarterback won't throw him the ball.
Yeah.
I like what John Haas said. I do like that.
No NIL until you're a sophomore, redshirt freshman. So basically your second year on campus.
Yeah, but you know what the problem behind that is, though? Now you're back to the brown bag.
Well, you'll be back to the brown bag, but then the freshman will sue because you're not allowing him to make money, so that wouldn't work.
Yep, because then you're going to lose because it's like, what's different between me and the sophomore? We're in the same spot. Why can't I be able to earn?
Where
does it go work, John?
Where does the door shut for the law? Where does it shut for the courts? If you're signing to play, right, to get rooming or housing, you're getting fed, you're getting a stipend from the university, and you're getting NIL, at what point can the court really get involved? If you're going to sue, I've discussed that here many times. Like, you have opened up Pandora's box. This is going to be handled in litigation over the coming years. There's going to be a players union. Listen, we're already going towards that NFL style because there's going to be a players union in the next 3 to 4 years.
They're pro athletes as far as I'm concerned.
They are. Absolutely.
They're not college
There's
athletes.
Nothing amateur.
No. They're professionally collegiates.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Professionally collegiate. So we're heading that way one way or another. And
this is just the farm system for the NFL now. Yeah. That's all it is. I don't even know why they make them go to class. What's the point?
This is another thing they got to figure out, especially with being immediately eligible. How does that work between each semester and when you're moving grades over? Because there's some schools who have completely different set of requirements.
Exactly. How do you transfer credits from, Wichita Baptist State Catholic College to, University of Arkansas?
Yeah.
You know how
there's certain things that'll be credited, some things won't be. It'd be just like any other student, and then if whatever credits you don't get, you have to make those up. And part of that, you being eligible is based on making a promise that you'll make these up during the summertime, off season, and take the extra classes to make up whatever credits you did not get transferred over.
Yeah, or you hand $5,000 to the professor and say, "Give me an A."
Yeah, well, you know what? You want to know something crazy? This happened the second year in a row for Michigan. It happened with Caleb Love, and it just happened with another player where a player went to transfer to Michigan, and they couldn't transfer to Michigan because their grades and everything was all. Yeah. But the credits and stuff, it just didn't sync right with Michigan standards.
And that's always kind of been a thing, which is why you had the JUCO option, why you could go JUCO. That's essentially what happened with Tykees Crawford. When Crawford went to Charlotte, from what I heard, and I don't know if this is true, I've been told he's got a cousin that watches this show. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'd heard that there was something with his grades, and that's why he had to go to Charlotte, but he had committed to Arkansas, stayed essentially committed to Arkansas, but then went to Charlotte for a year, played, and then transferred to Arkansas when he got whatever grade up. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not.
I mean, it's very possible because, I mean, I've had, friends, their child, had an issue with their SAT score, and they had to basically do prep for a year, and then they was able to go to, a major college university. So, I mean, that's kind of standard in a lot of cases.
If you can't hold athletes accountable, how do you win? That's a good question.
Great question, Steve.
In NFL, man, it's just you've got to pattern it just like the NFL. I don't know any other way. It works in the NFL. The coaches, the good coaches, they just have to coach differently, but it works.
What I found interesting, and I don't know if I've ever talked about this on a live or in a video or Patreon or Discord, but I always wondered, since the NIL and since the transfer portal, do the coaches approach players differently out of fear they could run a kid off?
100%.
And I'm around. Listen, Woodson, Karter, all those guys on the defense do not care. They're yelling at these guys. I'm sure the Metcalf family could tell you about it. I've heard them get on to everyone as if, who cares? We're not threatened by you, getting a little, salty and heading into the portal because I'm chewing your butt out. But that's just another element to the portal that I think all coaches have to deal with. Like, we have to watch how we approach this kid because he may not respond and he may hit the portal. And it's a sad state of affairs.
I don't know, man. It's to me, it's overcomplicated the college game.
Oh man.
Now it's just made it so hard. And
it's messy. It's messy. It's just way too much movement. It's way too. When you got guys going from Auburn to Alabama, or leaving it like Duke. Duke had a good season this year. They lost. Their team got raided. I mean, every player pretty much almost left. 7 players left. You got high quality teams with players going to where they're going to the Final Four, and you got 4 or 5 guys leaving the team. I'm like, what gives?
Well, what was that? I don't remember his name, but the Purdue player, he entered the portal. Just finished the national championship game. I just heard that just a few minutes before I got on here.
Wow. Well, yeah, you're seeing these teams that go on. I mean, Florida State, that roster's gone. Talking about football. After they got kind of, I don't know. I didn't think they belonged in the playoffs, but that's another show for another day. And then after they all opted out for the bowl game, I don't remember how many opted out. And then you had a whole bunch of guys like Florida State. I kind of feel bad for Mike Norvell. He's got his hands full with having to dip back into the portal, but Florida State will be fine.
And from an Arkansas perspective, here's my concern. I know, you guys know that Pittman, his seat is on fire right now.
Oh, gosh.
So it's on fire. His seat.
It's already burnt all the way down. He got to move into another location to hope they prepare the room for him.
The Petrino hire was the only thing that just about would save him. But here's the deal, though. So say we have a ho-hum season this year, which I fully expect to have a ho-hum season, and he gets fired. If you don't make a home run hire as that next football coach, you are not going to have any players. So that could set you back. It's almost the days of hiring an up-and-comer that doesn't have a big name are almost gone.
Yeah. It applies even more pressure on these athletic directors.
Yeah. So I don't know how we're going to feel we may go from bad to worse if they fire Pittman, honestly.
Which is why I think they stuck it out with him for another year. Really, I mean, I think this is Hunter playing the long game. I've said that then, and I'm saying it now. I thought he should have been fired, but you're going to save money, and I don't know. It'll be good for business for me. I'll just say that it'll be good for business for everyone that follows Razorbacks. Like, there's nothing like a coaching search. I told everyone with basketball, this is going to be fun. And people were like,
Yeah.
no, it ain't. Yeah, it is. It's going to be fun. And it actually, I think, worked out in Arkansas's favor, at least from a hype standpoint. We don't know about,
It did.
we don't know about
But
product.
how can we replicate that in football? I don't know. Who's out there?
I don't think so. I don't think we can. I don't listen. We on Woo Pig podcast. I don't know if it was last night or tonight. Man, we got to admit this. Listen, yes, football is a money generator across the board, and in the southern states, football is key, right? It's king. But Arkansas is a basketball school, man, or basketball and track and field school, man. We're not a football school, man. We're not. We're not.
I got to be careful with how I say that because I'm going to get. I made people so mad when I said that like 3 or 4 years ago. I had like 5 DMs that night.
See, play that. You can play it politically correct. I don't got to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is. Someone asked me on a call-in show, "What are we? Are we or no? Maybe it was Discord. Whatever." Someone asked, "What are we?" And I said, "You're only as good as your NIL." And you're only what your NIL makes you out to be. And right now, that appearance is certainly basketball. Now, baseball, it's not like those guys aren't getting fed. All right. They do have a couple transfers that I'm sure, had to pony up quite a bit of cash for. But it's basketball. You're a basketball school. And I hope that transcends onto the basketball floor, the product on the floor this year.
I think it will, man. I think we're going to see a lot.
We're going to win at least 23 games, man.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more exciting brand of basketball. I'm not saying we're going to go that, you know what I mean? We don't know what's going to happen in the tournament, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But
speaking of basketball really quick, I don't know if you guys know who Caleb Benson is on Twitter. This was another thing I was going to talk about. It's actually one of my highlighted things I was going to talk about, but Caleb Benson, who's got a decent sized following on Twitter. I guess someone's trying to tell me he's been right before on this stuff. He's claiming the FAU transfer, John L. Davis, is going to Arkansas. Averaged 18.2.
I saw that.
18.2 points, 6.3 boards, almost 3 assists. He sounds more like a combo guard. For the Owls last season, accolades including AAC Co-Player of the Year, first team All AAC. Currently, and he also says currently have Karter Knox predicted to land at Arkansas as well. That's fine. So did everybody else. That's kind of like getting in. That's kind of like a couple of Arkansas quote unquote insiders who tweet things like they're breaking news 10 minutes later. But this sounds like there might be something to John L. Davis. I don't know personally. I haven't reached out and talked to anybody about John L., but this guy, Caleb Benson, it's at CB1_the Flynn. It was a tweet that he had earlier today claiming the 6'4" shooting guard is headed to Arkansas. I mean, wow. If you could get this dude, unreal. 18 points.
Only issue is that somebody said he's like Ramon Knowles, though.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it is? It's another Ramon, another insider? Ramon was on fire, though. Let's not sit there and act like
somebody said he's like a Ramon Knowles.
Oh,
he was, man, but he went out. He burned, though. He came in bright and burned the same way. He burned out the same way he came in on fire. Ramon Knowles. Shout out to that brother, even though,
Well, he was scamming people, right? Or that's what he was accused of.
He got in trouble with some of the fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, John in the chat says that he's 69 of 76 on his predictions. So
he tweeted that. Yeah, 69 of 76.
That's stout, man.
I mean, that's a pretty good prediction rate. I mean,
we've seen a few on the Woo Pig that are over.
They're not in chat, are they?
Real though.
It's true.
I don't make predictions. I don't make predictions. I just give you the news, give you my take on it. Every once in a while, if I have any kind of insider, I might tell you what they're telling me, but I don't know anything on this. If that dude is really that accurate, now I don't know if we've gone in and looked at all of his predictions, if he really is that good on his predictions, but yeah, this sounds, I guess, like it's could be legit. I wanted to say, the next segment was about the portal, but John L. Davis rumored from this guy that he's
matter of fact, he's the one that couldn't get into Michigan. He's the one that couldn't get into Michigan.
Oh, is he? John L?
Yes.
Okay. That would make sense because this dude balled out at FAU.
Well, let's lower our standards and just bring him on in.
There you go.
What difference does it
Our
make?
standards are not as high as Michigan when it comes to academically. You know?
I figured.
No,
Michigan's
John,
only a half a tier. He's only Michigan on the low is only a tier below Stanford on the low.
That's cool. I got to run, guys. I appreciate it. I had fun.
Hey, appreciate you, Wes.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Wes the best.
He is Wes the best. Insurance Max right there. Give this guy a call. His link is provided for you down below. Well, he's out, but
he's gone.
Shout out to Wes. Insurance Max again. They offer business, personal, life, and health insurance. They've got you on retirement. Their link is provided for you down below, and you can kind of go from there.
They cover the entire state of Arkansas.
The entire state,
all four corners.
That's awesome for Wes. I'm sure he'll hang out and chat if you guys have any questions. I wasn't talking to you, Haas. It's some other people. Wasn't talking to you. I didn't know you posted a prediction on. I didn't know you posted a prediction on Twitter. If Tusk Talk doesn't say it is not true. Well, again, I only ever really report on it. I'm more reactionary than I am anything.
Yeah, then try to predict who's going to come. And I didn't want to do that for this year because it's such a change from Muss to Cal that I didn't want to say, I want to get this player. I want to get this player. Don't get this player. I'm not embedded in that way. I'm embedded a little differently. Like I'm more like wait and see. Hey, all the fan base, follow all these players. These are the players that Cal is looking at. I've tweeted them all one time, and I talked to what's the name's dad because Quittertons. I think I pronounced his name wrong because his dad keep on coming out saying, "Hey, listen, it's Cap." A lot of tweets has been coming out saying he's doing this, and he's saying Cap. And I'm saying, I'm sorry, Pops. Hey, listen, I hope your son enjoys the process. Look forward to seeing him on the hill. We'll pick Suey.
That's all you can say. I will say in Patreon chat, we do get into the football stuff a little bit. Every once in a while, I get some pretty good stuff that I pass on through there. But Patreon, I've been uploading videos more frequently. That stuff that I'm not talking about here, or it's there first, and then eventually it'll come here. But
you bring it here afterwards when it bubbles a little bit, like it'd be simmering on the low of the Discord.
Yeah.
And then when it starts bubbling up, then you bring it to the public because it's been talked about in the shadows.
Been going over just the recent commits, and I was going to touch on that here really quick. Arkansas grabbed a couple of commits out of the portal. Rodney Hill out of Florida State. I think we kind of covered some of this already. And that's the other thing. You do Patreon videos. Every once in a while I do lives, wheel spins on Discord, and I forget what I post or what I say there. So then I'm like, wait, did I say that here or not? But Rodney Hill committed on the 19th. So doesn't grade out super high. Something that did catch my eye on him. 5'10", 190 pounds. His PFF grade is 69. And then 50 carries, 190 yards. That's about 4 yards a carry. But his pass block. Now, this was something Arkansas struggled with last year. The running backs didn't hold up their end of the bargain on blocking for their quarterback. This dude's pass blocking grade is 83.4. So just something to keep in mind. And then Larry Worth, they got committed 2 days ago. Yeah, Larry Worth committed 6'4", 220, a really high pass rush grade at 90.6. He had 63 tackles, 3 sacks, an interception, and 20 stops. I'm going to tell you guys, if you're Patreon supporters and you see me highlight and talk more about stops are a very important stat on PFF. We need to be talking more and more about it because that constitutes any play by that individual player that resulted in a failure for the opposing offense. So I'm taking that as stops at the line of scrimmage, TFLs, and sacks. So this dude had 20 of those. There's a couple of other guys in the portal that have way higher numbers as far as stops and PFF numbers.
He's a respectable body. You got to fill up a little bit, though.
Yeah. He's going to have to bulk up a little bit, but I mean,
15 pounds should do it. Because you want to make sure he's still got good, quick lateral movement, especially if he's going to be doing pass coverage. You don't want him to get too big.
Yeah.
But you don't. But 218, 220 might be a little too small for the SEC. It might.
I expect him. If you're going to ask me like how much I expect him to contribute, with him being a post-spring transfer, that means he's going to come in the fall and have to get acquainted with what they do on defense. So that all automatically, I would say he's probably going to hang around with third string. He's going to have to work his way up, but I love that pass rush grade, and I love the fact that he kind of backs it up with sacks and stops, and he also has a interception as well. So just a couple of commits there. Let's scroll down. Did I miss anything? Oh, I didn't talk baseball.
Oh yeah, the number 2 team in the country.
Just only the number 2, unanimously the number 2 team in the country, by the way. They took 2 out of 3 against South Carolina on the road. We had people freaking out in Discord. Going nuts.
We can't hit. Fire the hitting coach. Oh my God.
Oh, that'll set some people on fire in Discord. They want him gone. To be fair, Arkansas, their offensive numbers are lacking a little bit, but boy,
they're in the bottom half of the SEC.
In every stat, too, like almost every single analytic that follows offensive baseball.
Well, not batting average. I think the batting average is 287, I think it is.
Unless it's
changed. That was the last time I checked. I think that was.
We're probably splitting hairs a little bit, but I thought it was like 270. Their team batting average was bottom 6 in the SEC, but
really?
It wasn't very good. Yeah, and they're leaving a lot of guys stranded, too. Game 3, though, their bats were swinging a little better in Game 3. They had 9 hits and 7 RBIs, 9 runs. They got it going. Pitching, Brady Tigert, 6 innings, just allowed 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and 4 hits given up in 6 innings. Will McIntyre came in. He actually struggled a little bit. I was a little surprised. South Carolina is not an elite hitting squad, but then Gage Wood came in, did his thing as a closer. It was really good. Listen.
Did he have 2 shutout innings?
He had no.
No, he allowed 1 run in the 9th inning, right?
Yeah, he did. He allowed one earned run and 1 strikeout. Versus the print is so small. Five at bats is what he faced, and again, Arkansas had 9 hits. But it was, of course, Hagen Smith who started things off on a really good note. Hagen Smith, 6 innings, only 1 earned run in 6 innings, just 2 hits.
They almost didn't give him enough run support. I was about to get mad. Like, don't let him waste that good start and don't get him a victory.
It was ridiculous, man. Like, they got to get going. The bats have got to heat up a little bit, or at least get on base a little bit better. Hey, Arkansas playing UAPB tomorrow. I don't have the time. I apologize.
Probably 6 o'clock. I'm going to guess 6 o'clock.
It probably is. It is. You're right. 6 o'clock. Boom. There you go. You win 5,000 XP in our Discord. 6 p.m. Don't forget, this is being played at Dickey Stevens Park down in North Little Rock. So we'll see what happens there. They got to face arguably one of the best hitters in college baseball, Edwin Dela Cruz. Say what?
You said UAPB got one of the best hitters?
Oh, dude, this guy is on fire. Right now, his batting average is 2nd in the country behind Charlie Condon at Georgia. He's batting .444. His on base is .541. They've also got Jalen Nodden, who transferred in after a couple of years.
What's his name? Barry Bonds? Did you say they got Barry Bonds on the team?
Might as well be. Yeah, Edwin Dela Cruz and Jalen Nodden. Pay attention to those 2 guys. They're not good. They're not a good team. They're 12-27. They're 4-15 in the Southwestern Athletic. But Nodden is a really good hitter. He's batting about .388 with 17 RBIs and an on-base percentage of .449. So they got a couple of guys that are .440 or higher at on base, which, it's not like they're riddled with fantastic hitters, but these 2 can hit the ball, especially Edwin Dela Cruz. That is actually a prediction for our game prediction. And it is the question is, does Arkansas strike Edwin Dela Cruz out? Not do they just strike him out? Do they get a K on him? That's how good this guy is. Now, I know someone's going to say, well, who does he play and so on and so forth. And that's true. But we got to remember some of these mid-majors, though, they've got some players, and I think he's one of them. He's a really, really good player for them. I'm going to scroll down. Oh, we had a member. Sarge is a new member. Welcome. Welcome, Sarge.
Look at the Sarge.
Hit that like button, peeps. There you go. Sarge has got my back. Look at him. Scrolling down here, trying to get caught up. Yeah, Longshank says that is crazy numbers. This dude is good. They might have a 2-man hitting show tomorrow, but we'll see what their midweek pitching. You're always concerned.
They must have a bunch of unbiased brands for their pitching staff. A bunch of memes
gotta
out
be
there.
pretty bad. But I mean, you get these teams that have 1 or 2 like really good hitters, but then they have nothing else. But that can make them a threat in the middle of the week because you're not pitching the best of the best out of your bullpen, although we have seen McIntyre and some other guys come out for midweek games. But as far as starting pitching and some of the other guys coming out, it's not typically all your best weekend guys. So this could be a little bit of a trap in terms of dealing with their offense. But
we did very well this year in midweek games. So.
Yeah, they haven't lost one.
No, and that Texas Tech comeback, the Texas Tech series was phenomenal. I was impressed by them.
Yeah, I was too.
I was impressed.
I thought
they was down 7-0 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, and they came back. They showed a lot of guts.
The only let's see, they lost to James Madison, but that was on a Sunday, and that was game they played. That was a 4-game series.
Isn't James Madison a pretty good team though?
I haven't checked in on them in a minute. I think they were hot for a while after that series.
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen, ever since the Red Sox and Yankees rivalry died for me, Arkansas baseball is the only thing that's holding me into baseball.
Yeah,
I used to be diehard Yankee Red Sox rivalry because I hate the Yankees, and I love the Red Sox because my dad was a friend of Mo Vaughn, and Mo Vaughn was from Norwalk, Connecticut, where I was living at the time.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah.
And you're up there in the Northeast. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Cardinal fan as much as I don't like to brag about that these days. They did play UCA. That was a close game. Back on March 5th, they won that game 9-7. Oral Roberts was a Tuesday game. They won 4-2. Yeah, they're undefeated in midweek games. They haven't lost one yet.
They getting the job done.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
I just
sign.
think the thing with the bats, the key to this, we don't have no big time hitters on the team, but they got to work pitch counts. I saw that. What game was that? The Alabama game, one of the games that we lost. I was so upset because the pitcher went 7-8 innings and he only threw 90 pitches.
Yeah.
Why are y'all not wearing him out? Y'all need to be wearing these pitchers down. That's the key to Arkansas's offense is pitch count, patience at the plate, working the count, and getting the pitcher deep. By the time he's in the 4th inning, he's at 85 pitches. You want to have him where his pitch count is high, and you got to get him out of there. And that's the key to Arkansas's offense.
We've seen the reverse happen to Arkansas, where their pitch count, they're in the 60s by the 3rd inning, or the 2nd or 3rd inning, their pitch count's getting rocked. So, good thing for them is they can go into the bullpen. They have so many arms.
Yeah, they had a deep team. But that's what we got to do offensively almost every game. We got to work the count. We got to work the pitcher. And we got to, timely hits. Stop stranding. Okay, so timely hitting, that means stop stranding base runners, working the pitch count. And is there anything else offensively you think we should be improved on baseball-wise?
I mean, I could tell you they when they stranded, it was something like they were
11 runners.
4 when they had runners in scoring position, they were 4 of like 36 or something.
That ain't getting the job done. That's horrible. I think they stranded 11 runners on base that game. It's the same game that I think we're talking about. They won the game, though. That's great. They still won the game, but there's a lot of runners to strand on base.
They strand so many guys on base, and when they're getting on 2nd and 3rd. Now, game 3, they fixed that. Game 3, you actually saw them move runners a little bit, guys getting home, racking up some RBIs. They figured it out in game 3, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that South Carolina's bullpen just isn't deep enough. to deal with an SEC.
And we were on the back end of their bullpen, so we was able to take advantage of that.
They were kind of reaching into their pen a little bit. They're reaching into their jar of cookies, and they didn't have any good fat cookies left. I'm fat, so I'm gonna always bring it around to food. Hey,
I'm not fat because I got people that tease me on my boxing side. They want to call me fat. Talking about I make hamburger smoothies.
Oh.
Like
hey,
you gonna do me dirty.
If you guys are Patreon supporters, don't forget we're gonna do giveaways again. The legendary status, if I could get it, is this card right here, autographed Alex Collins. If you're legendary status,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, RIP. I have another card. I've got a really good connection, and I've got another Alex Collins autographed card, but it's a two-parter. It's got 2 autographs on it. So
you know what rookie card you need to get? An all-time Razorback rookie card you need to get your hands on?
I'd love to get Andrew Benintendi, but
he played for the Eagles for a long time. I'm giving you the clue.
Oh, Peters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was part of the giveaway last month, but it wasn't signed.
Oh, you had one?
It wasn't a rookie. It wasn't a rookie card. It wasn't a rookie.
Get a rookie card and then get on the signing.
I know.
I wouldn't give that away if I was you. I'd hold on to that.
I'm on the hunt for a Jason Peters autograph card because he's a Hall of Famer. There's no way he's not.
First ballot. Was he 12-time Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
He's the greatest Razorback in all honesty.
If he's not, I don't know who is outside of Steve Atwater. I mean,
Steve Atwater's close, but based on just individual accomplishments and accolades and being dominating the position, he's a little bit above Atwater. Atwater was, all pro for what, 7 years?
Yeah,
but,
something like that.
Yeah, but Peters has been all pro for 12, 13.
Yeah, and they both have rings. People forget Jason Peters actually got an NFL ring, even though he had to sit that game out, if I remember right. Pretty sure.
You talking about the Eagles? He was on the Eagles that year, wasn't he? When they beat the Patriots.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because that was before before he left or got traded to the Cowboys or whatever, or free agency pickup. I don't remember how that worked out.
Don't get me started about Cowboys. Don't talk about it. I got a weird conundrum because I'm a Razorback fan that hates the Cowboys.
Where's Brian Fraser at? Where's he at? Where's Brian at?
The Cowgirls.
Who do you got? Do you got Tyson or Paul?
Nobody. It's an exhibition match. Don't talk. I don't want to get talking on boxing with you. This is the Razorback podcast, and I'm deep into the boxing.
I just wanted your take. I'm going to tell you, though, it is an exhibition. It's a glorified exhibition, but I'm taking Tyson. I'm sorry.
Tyson's almost 60 years old, bro.
Yeah, but have you seen his workout videos? Oh my
That's all fine and dandy, though. That's fine and dandy, but in the ring with a person you got to punch is different.
That's true.
Jake Paul, salute to Jake Paul because he takes the craft seriously and he's really putting on. He's taking care of his fighters, like Amanda Serrano's on the undercard. Phenomenal fight that she's going to have with Katie Taylor. I'm looking forward to that. Let me stop talking boxing. I'm deep because I'm like, when it comes to boxing, I'm just like Razorback sports when it comes to boxing. My page is Unbiased Brim. It's a boxing page, but I've turned it into a boxing/Arkansas page.
Well, how are you? Do you like UFC? Do you watch UFC?
I do watch UFC. I just have my guys that I like, but I don't watch every card. But I have like Max. I love Max. I've always been a big fan of him.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal knockout he got. But it's only certain fighters that I follow. But I don't follow every UFC. But I'm into.
I like Dana White. I like him a lot. I like his just no bullshit. I love that about him. But I just have a hard time with like I kind of like boxing. I used to go to like HBO back in the day when they'd have HBO fights. I'd watch. But like I could never get into UFC, but I respect it. Thanks to Joe Rogan, who could go into detail and simplify.
Yeah, he's been deep embedded with it. It's positives and negatives on each end. The grappling sometimes gets a little bit too mundane. Sometimes, but again, it's phenomenal. I'm telling you, Philip, don't get it twisted, bro. That man is 58 years old, 59 years old. You're dealing with a 28-year-old man that's been dedicated to his craft. Well, listen, we're living off the old Tyson. Are we forgetting what Tyson looked like in his very last fight?
That's true.
Trash.
He got rocked. Yeah, that's true, man. He didn't look good at all.
What happened to Holyfield a year and a half ago? Got his butt kicked by a retired UFC guy.
That's true.
I'm telling you. Don't get it twisted. He's 59. He'll be 59 years old when he's in that ring. Y'all, listen, we live in our old glory when we talk about Tyson's gonna murder him because his name precedes himself. But I'm being realistic here.
Next time I see you after that fight, and after Tyson knocks Paul out, we're gonna.
If he does, he does. Did you see the fight this weekend? Oh man, it was.
I saw it all over Twitter. I saw it.
Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney.
Yeah.
We all picked Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia was acting a absolute fool, and we didn't think he was serious. But to me, it was more of a indictment on Devin Haney because he got the pillow fist. He couldn't punch through a paper plate, and his chin is real suspect. You know, he tap one time and he dazed and confused and trying to hold on for dear life. But it was a phenomenal event. That fight was fun to watch. But
I need to get back in. Like I actually kind of liked watching boxing videos on YouTube, but if you want to get back in. If you want to get back in, let me bring you back in. I can bring you slow or fast because I'm not going to say I don't know everything, but when I say the inner workings of what's going on with boxing from day to day, I know it. I know every card that's coming up in the next 3 months. Oh, wow. Well, then I'll reach out to you. And then you know what? You should do a podcast, Brim, because I would listen to it. I would.
I have one, but it's not, you know what it is? I created my channel to be involved with the YouTube community. I didn't create it to be a big time content creator. Plus my schedule is kind of crappy, you know, being an overnight working person.
Yeah.
So I got some episodes on my channel, but I'd rather come and support the other people who are more dedicated doing it, you know, the Tusk Talk with Taz and some of my boxing brothers and sisters, because I'm a staple on some of the boxing podcasts, just like I am with you, and I kind of like it that way. Maybe I'll get to a point where I'll create individual content, but it's got to be outside of the box and different from everybody else, and I haven't really found that yet. So until then,
if you ever do decide to get back into it or whatever, I'll watch. You know I will. I'll watch.
All right.
I support my boys. Just ask Woo Pig Pod. I support my boys.
Yeah, I saw y'all out there kicking it heavy. I'm jealous. I'm jelly.
We brought you up. We were like, man, this only feels complete if Unbiased were here, man.
Yeah, man, that would have been amazing, man. I'm definitely pulling up though for the Thursday game against UAPB. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to be there for that game.
All right.
You know, plus I need just to get down to Arkansas anyway. I got to see some family. So
yeah.
But
well, all right, man. I need to go eat dinner. Apparently, I'm eating salad for dinner.
Oh, look at you holding that. You look sad. Take off, show me your eyeballs, because I don't think you're happy about having salad. Ty, it's okay.
It's the wife's decision. I know it is.
Is the chicken in it at least?
There's nothing, bro. It's just greens. Hey, don't get me wrong. I love a good loaded salad. I do.
Yeah, you know, but she should have at least give you a little bit of carnivore action, some type of meat in it. You know,
I love. You know, throw some. You could throw whatever in there. I'll eat it if it's meat, bro. I mean, I'll eat it as long as it doesn't come out of water.
You're gonna be hungry in about 2 hours.
I know. I'm gonna be up at midnight, roaming the kitchen, and Sarah's gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Raiding the refrigerator.
I'm telling you, bro. I can't repeat that hog dog, but
somebody said something crazy.
Oh Lord, I can't repeat that.
I got a prediction for you. Tomorrow we get another commit.
So okay, yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that is the one thing I just sit here and told you I don't give everyone like insider stuff. I do think they're going to get football wise. Now I know basketball, that's been rumored too. I think football.
I'm talking basketball.
Both.
Are we going to commit in football?
Yes, I think they're going to get a commit.
Oklahoma State, huh?
Huh?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State? No. Well, I mean, I don't know. There's just smoke that they're going to get. They're going to get at least 2 prospects this week.
No, we need them. Got room for them.
Basketball and football.
Well, you know which one I'm thinking about basketball?
Who's that?
Tennessee. Starts with the letter A.
Oh, yeah. Adu. Boy, that would be big. That'd be another good one if they could pull Adu. I mean, that would be.
He is seasoned. He is seasoned. I mean, he's so seasoned that he's salty almost.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. That would be a total Cal get too, wouldn't it? Going out and grabbing a guy who's a seasoned veteran, who's been in the league, who's faced Cal. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's faced everybody for the last 17 years. Because isn't he like a super duper senior?
At least 5th year. Yeah, I think he's only got the 1 year. So I might be wrong on that. I know he's older. He's been around for a minute.
Mhm.
Nobody says it's Adu to Kentucky. Could be. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nobody might be nobody from Kentucky saying that,
That's true.
'Cause, I don't know if you've been getting too much Kentucky people coming through, but I mean, like Kentucky, like that KY Sports Radio dude, that dude is so off base, it don't make sense. And he'd be like, Arkansas fans keep talking about us. They ain't talking about you. You say something dumb about something that don't even make no sense. And then I come on your and I be trying to, I think I should just mute him, but I didn't want to do that because he ain't said nothing to me personally. It's just that the takes be horrible. Predictions be wrong. It's ridiculous. Yes. Nobody must be Matt Jones, Philip. Right? That might be it. It's Matt Jones, and it's not the right Matt Jones. It's the wrong Matt Jones. Matter of fact, it's Jat Mones. His name is Jat Mones.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I don't know who, but it's what I understand. The wind is blowing our way to get some commitments this week, so I think it's going to be at least two. Either they're both in basketball. I do think they're going to get one in football, and I think it's going to be within the next 72 hours, but we'll see. You know how this works, man. The portal. It's why I also don't like doing predictions anymore for portal, who they're going to get, because you could literally have a guy right now committed as a soft verbal or a soft commit, and then someone else comes right on in and steals the thunder, and it's like, well, you were wrong on that.
Boom.
Well, I wasn't an hour ago, but it just is what it is. And there's been people that have been burned on social media, which is why I tell you, take everything with a grain of salt. So we'll have to wait and see. You guys know I should be back on Wednesday. Shout out to sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They're awesome. They've been around forever as a sponsor of this channel. Same day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. 501-244-3667. And then, of course, Insurance Max, our boy Wes, who was in here earlier. Link is provided for you down below. They offer business, personal, life and health insurance, retirement. Their link is down in the description box. They cover Brim, it's all of Arkansas.
All four corners.
All four corners.
You can put that in your what's the name? All four corners of Arkansas.
Four corners. That's in my ad read from now on. Hey, and also, I wanted to say a special shout out. I didn't do this. I don't remember if I did this for Austin or not. He had a baby not that long ago. Brian Frazier is a granddad. He's posted the pictures in our Discord. Congratulations to Brian.
Congrats, Grandpa.
Happy grandfather. He's got pictures of him in his Arkansas gear holding that grandbaby. Oh, man, that's awesome. Happy.
We're going to brainwash the baby early.
That's right. Get him younger, baby. Woo pig.
Yeah. Let me stop.
That's right.
Yeah. I hope the football team don't let us down. I mean, I don't got my hopes up, but, you never know. That's the thing about it. I just wanted to be competitive. We're not getting beat 38-4, and we went and we have a positive record, at least a 7-5 record. You give me at least a 7-5, and we don't get blown out in any game, I'll live with the season.
Yeah, and 7. I'm moving my goalpost. I think 7 keeps Sam.
I'm still stuck on 8.
You think so? 8.
7-5, maybe if you don't get blown out in any games.
Yeah, like if they're all close.
Yeah, like if you lose by 10, 7, 4, that, but losing 38 to 10, 48 to, nah, man, not especially not at home, bro. We can't. I'm sorry. Listen, all my fellow Hog fans, Pittman should have been fired last year. Just to be honest, man, Pittman should. And I like Pittman. I like him. But he should have been fired. This is a performance-based job. If I performed like he performed last year at my job, I would not have a job right now, and I would be not on nobody's podcast because I'd be sweeping some floors somewhere. Yeah. I hope he does well, but I knew that when we brought in Petrino, this was a Hail Mary from the 40-yard line, trying to score a touchdown with no time left to keep Pittman on. And they keep the dollars flowing in from us as fans and all that, such and so forth. That's why I look at it so skeptically, because I know why y'all hired Petrino. Y'all hired Petrino, to try to, have production on the field, but you did it because you knew the fan base was going to shell out the money to continue to come support and have some type of excitement. Because if it was just Sam, we'd be completely blah.
I don't know what the attendance was for the scrimmage. but bro, I mean, I've been to so many scrimmages and there wasn't a lot of excitement in the air. I know that one part of the stadium was full, right there on
You talking about so far this year?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of excitement, but it's so cautious. Listen, I've been trying to help this fan base out. Because you have to safeguard your PTSD. You have to tuck it in. And if you come in here with high expectations on this season for football, you're setting yourself up potentially for extreme pain, which is going to turn to you being an idiot on Twitter. And then the players going to be like, why are you talking to me like that? We need less of that. Yeah. We need less of idiot comments because our PTSD.
Yeah, I agree. But as far as the red-white football scrimmage, I expected a little bit more than what was there. And I think I talked to several people who said that they were only there for the cars and they're going to watch the first half of the scrimmage and then they were out. Did we lose Brim? Uh-oh. I think his phone died or something. I think we lost Brim. Brim, where'd you go, bro? All right, well, we're going to end the show anyways. I do appreciate all you guys. Appreciate everyone who called in. Of course, Wes and Brim. And Patreon supporters, if you guys want to be Patreon supporters and you want a shot at these cards, right? Legendary status, you got a shot at this bad boy right here. Alex Collins, autographed, RIP, buddy. Joe Ferguson, right? That's not legendary status. And then Ken Hamlin. Those are the 3 cards that are on the table for this month. So you got to be a legendary status for the Collins, right? For Collins, and then the other 2 right there. Okay, Ferguson and Ken Hamlin. So yeah, go check out Patreon. Boy, it really helps keep this ship afloat. Ad revenue is garbage these days because YouTube is a bunch of punks. I said it. So we got to push Patreon. So we're up to 106 members. That's awesome. I appreciate you guys. I will see you probably Wednesday. So you guys take care and I'll see you then.